Hey everybody, this is Keith Gleason, host of Indie Comics Relay, creator of the Mighty Mascots, and promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con. And I'm here with the December Indie Comic recommendations. Before we get into that, just a reminder that Mighty Mascots 1 through 9, along with all my other comics, are available on my website, heroenvy.com or recklesssidekick.com. And you just go right to the store section and you will find bundles of each books and bundles of threes. They even have the graphic novel, which collects the first 3 issues out available. And also I have some of my previous graphic novels along with some of my merch for the Mighty Mascots comics. So check that out. You can also go down to each series and see what everything that it was offered. You can even see my old Hero Envy episodes on here and everything else. So check it out. All right. So I've been doing these videos for a little while now. They're fun to do. So every month I go through DCBS and I create my own order for my comics. And I thought, what a great idea to just kind of highlight some of the good indie comics that I'm seeing there every month. So that's why I started these videos. Now, this isn't every indie comic series that's coming out. It's ones that I think look unique and interesting. And I usually try to pick out 6 or 7 just to keep the videos kind of tight and everything, you know. And for those of you who don't know, the previews guide is a ordering catalog that comic stores use, and it comes out 2 months before the books actually arrive. So comic stores can place an order and the comic companies know how many to print, that kind of thing. So there are 2 months ahead. So everything that we're talking about here for December is probably not going to come out till February. So, but some things to check out. So first of all, let's take a look at this first one here. This is Displaced, 1 of 5, which is, it was good because like I always critique, or my criticism on previews is they never list how many issues are in the series, and they did on this one. So good on them. So this is by Ed Brisson, artwork by Luca Casalanguida, I think is how you say it. I'm horrible with names as always, you know. So, but this looks interesting. This Displaced. It's about a group of people, like over 100,000 people that go missing from Ontario, Canada, and nobody remembers it, which is nuts. And then it's a, sort of like a mystery sci-fi kind of thing. It looks very cool. And the reason I'm interested, I really like Ed Brisson's writing. I've read a few things by him, Batman Incorporated most recently, and then also I've read some Iron Fist by him. He's really good. So like I'm curious about this, and I like that he's doing a series for Boom Studios, which I think they are like kind of like a hot studio right now for indie books. So check that out. This is Displaced number 1 of 5, $4.99 for the first issue. If you want to order this is the diamond code that you would give your comic store and let them know that you want the whole series. All right, moving on to our next one from Dynamite Comics. This is Thundercats number 1. Now, Thundercats, if you guys know me, I'm a huge 80s cartoon nerd. I love Saturday morning cartoons. I love that. I love comics from that age, everything toys. It's one of my favorite decades of all time. And Thundercats is like a pinnacle thing from that art, those times. And this is a new, I guess I heard something about Dynamite taking over a bunch of 80s cartoon properties. And I think this is the first of a handful that are coming. This one should be interesting. They got some powerful people on it. Declan Shalvey and Drew Moss are going to be doing the writing and the artwork for this. Now, Declan is really, really good writer and an artist, actually. And I'm surprised he's not doing the art, probably because he has his hands full with Old Dog from Image. And I think he's also writing like the Alien series over at Marvel, which was actually very good as well. So them taking on Thundercats, I'm kind of excited for this. Of course, Dynamite with their 50 million covers. So I picked the main cover, which looks like this one. But yeah, this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to capture that spirit of the old cartoon, and that Image looks great. So yeah, I'm in. So Thundercats number 1, this is going to be $4.99, which I think is the standard price now. I'm seeing less and less of $3.99 books. But so if you want to order this, this is the diamond code that you would give them, and tell them that you want the Thundercats series. Now, if this goes, uh, it may be ongoing, but knowing Dynamite, this is probably going to be a series, a mini series, with which most of their stuff tends to be. So I'm going to guess that if it's not ongoing, it's probably going to be 6 issues. So, but all right, so check that one out. Moving on, I am moving on to My Bloody Valentine by American Mythology Productions. I'm starting to see not only just this book, but also a bunch of 80s properties popping up in other. So I'm a big horror fan. If you didn't know that, I love slasher movies. And My Bloody Valentine is one of those ones that's just really good, and it's very underrated, in the scheme of slasher films. And I'm surprised that they're doing a new comic on it, but I'm kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool, So, um, but it's a different story about the killer Harry Warden and his his return to Valentine's Bluff, So I love that. So I'm gonna check this out. They also have I noticed American Mythology also has like a Silent Night, Deadly Night comic, and I saw another publisher is looking to do The Fog. So it's weird to see all these 80s like horror properties coming back as comics nowadays, So very interesting. But I definitely want to check it out. I like I said, I like My Bloody Valentine. I think it's a great slasher film, and I love this. I think it's an iconic serial killer. So yeah, so check that out. This is by S.A. Check and James Kohoric, and artwork by Andrea Arcari. This is also $4.99. It's going to be in shops just in time for Valentine's Day. It looks like February 14th. If you want to order My Bloody Valentine, this is the diamond code that you would give them. Give your store, let them know that you want that book. All right, moving on. Next one is The Goon, Them Don't Stay Dead, #1 by Eric Powell. Now, this is put out by Dark Horse Comics. It's written and drawn by Eric Powell. And I love this character. He's been around for years now at this point. And it's just a fun series. Like this character, the Goon, and they live in this weird, like, Cthulhu, H.P. Lovecraft kind of town. And there's all kinds of like zombies and monsters, and it's very fun. Eric Powell is just a fun writer, fun artist. The interesting thing is that this is back at Dark Horse, and it's a 4-issue miniseries, and I think it's the 25th anniversary of the Goon. It's saying right here, but Eric had started the Goon on his own with his own company. I wonder if he's kind of done with that now. Maybe he's going back to Dark Horse because it's easier. I don't know, easier publishing. I mean, I understand. So, but I love this character. I totally recommend this series. And the great thing about the Goon, you kind of can jump in on any of them and kind of get what's going on. You don't need to see it from the #1, but you can. They have big omnibuses now collecting most of the Goon stuff, so you can check it out. But yeah, if you like monsters, if you like just like fun comic stories, this is one to get. So Goon, Goon, Them That Don't Stay Dead, #1. That's a mouthful. If you want to grab that, it's this is the diamond code that you would give your retailer. Tell them that you want the Goon. All right, moving on. Next one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution, #1. This is by Kevin Eastman, one of the creators of the Turtles, Tom Waltz, and Ben Bishop. Now, this is a sequel to The Last Ronin, which was like a huge hit in comics not too long ago. Maybe the last 2 years, I think. It's been about a year or two now since the first one. They've been doing all kinds of specials and one-shots, and it's good to see that they're finally doing a second series. Now, this is a whole new generation of Turtles, being led by The Last Ronin, which is, I don't want to spoil it if you haven't read it, it's the last turtle from the original series. But it's a whole new generation, whole new team, whole new world for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's very good. I really liked the first series a lot. Felt like the Dark Knight Returns version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know? So, and it's cool to see that they're going to continue it on from that point. So, and plus Kevin Eastman's involved. He's one of the original creators. You can't discount that. So this is going to be great. It's a little pricey, but if I remember the first series, it was a bigger size format, you know, like almost like, I don't know, one of those like magazine size, but it had an interesting size. And lots of, it's probably at least 48 to 56 pages, something like that. So $8.99 is the retail price on that. And this is the diamond code if you want to order TMT The Last Ronin 2. Give that to your retailer, tell them that you want that series. All right, on to our last book, which is The Savage Sword of Conan, #1 of 6. They actually list that this is a mini series. Joe Jusko's doing the cover, beautiful cover as always by Joe. And this is by John Arcudi is the writer, Patch Zurcher, Jim Zub, artist Max von Fafner, and Patrick Zurcher is doing the art, cover art by Joe Jusko. Now this is so Marvel had the rights to Conan, and now it's moved over to Titan Comics. So this looks fun, and the reason I think this looks cool is it's not only just a Conan story, but you get a backup story of Solomon Kane, written and drawn by Patch Zurcher. So it's like two awesome, you know, pulp fantasy characters in one issue. And I like both. I like Conan and I like Solomon Kane. So it's cool that they're in one single issue together. Reminds me of the old Savage Sword of Conan magazines that Marvel used to release, you know. So I'm hoping it's like that, you know. It's $6.99, which is a little pricey, but these characters are great, and I think this is going to be a fun series. I mean, you always get a good entertaining story with Conan, so, and Solomon Kane, let's be honest, you know. So but yeah, so if you want to order that, this is the diamond code to give to your retailer. Tell them that you want the Savage Sword of Conan. And I'm assuming you'd want the Joe Jusko cover because look at that. It's so beautiful, you know? So, all right. So that is it for this month's recommendations. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, subscribe, share this video if you think anybody would be interested, or if you want to have somebody check out some of these new upcoming independent comics that are out for February. Yeah, and join us every other week for our live stream with interviews with indie creators. And as always, you know, read some comics, you know. So, all right, everybody, have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.